evening, you're watching 7 at 7. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. Let me quickly take you through the top 7 stories. Death toll mounts in Gonda train mishap. 4 casualties so far, multiple injured. Search and rescue operations on, sources say. Railways to probe sabotage angle. A big Kanwad Yatra face-off is brewing in Uttar Pradesh. Muzaffarnagar eateries asked to display names. Opposition calls it state-sponsored bigotry. BJP calls move necessary. Valmiki scam heat mounts. Former Karnataka Minister B. Nagendra remanded to ED custody until this 22nd of July. BJP takes to the streets in protest. Congress claims central agencies misused. Fraud IS Pooja's mother finally nabbed. Manorama Khedkar arrested from Pune over gun-toting video. Sent to 2 days police custody. Prime Minister Modi chairs crucial cabinet meet on security. Home Minister Shah, Rajnath Singh and Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman attend. Sources say terror surge in Jammu Kashmir discussed. Promotion on the cards likely for Stalin Jr. Sources say talks are on to elevate Udayanidhi Stalin to Tamil Nadu Deputy CM. JD Vance accepts Donald Trump's vice president nomination. Meanwhile, US President Joe Biden tests positive for COVID amidst White House race. Another train tragedy in India where a train derailed on the Chandigarh-Dibrugarh Express in Uttar Pradesh today in Gonda. 6 bogies derailed, leading to the death of, right now, the count at 4. Many have sustained multiple grievous injuries. Sources say railway is probing a sabotage angle after the loco pilot claims he heard an explosion before the mishap. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has directed rescue and relief operations on a war footing and has assured the injured will be given top priority. Meanwhile, Congress has taken aim at the Modi government. Congress Chief Kharge claimed railway safety is defunct and in the dumps under Modi and demanded the Prime Minister and the Railway Minister take responsibility for the train mishaps.
आवाज तेज हुई, तेज होने के बाद फिर 2 बार ये और 2 बार है, फिर तीसरे बार में लेफ्ट साइड में गिर गए हम लोग। इंजन के पीछे एक जनरल बोगी था, उसके बाद हमारा एसी 3-4 बोगी एसी था। हम लोग उसके बाद पहले एसी नहीं थे जो नीचे गिर गया।
लेकिन सब पहले कुछ धमाके की आवाज आई थी।
हाँ, थोड़ा धमाका हुआ था। हल्का धमाका हुआ था।
किस तरीके का धमाका रहा होगा?
थोड़ा जोर से झटका लगा था, बहुत जोर से झटका।
ये 2:30 बजे के करीब में हादसा हुआ है।
हाँ।
चंडीगढ़ डिब्रूगढ़ एक्सप्रेस में गोंडा से करीब 20 किलोमीटर आगे है ये
जी।
बता रहे मनकापुर अभी यहाँ से 5 किलोमीटर है।
हाँ।
और 2 बोगियाँ तो एकदम से ऐसे पलट गई हैं।
हाँ।
एक बोगी ऐसे लगी है, बाकी तो आप देख ही सकते हैं पटरियों की क्या हाल है। पटरियाँ खिसक चुकी हैं यहाँ पे। कैजुअलिटी भी हो सकती है, अभी उसको मालूम नहीं है लोग अपनी जान बचा करके कैसे कैसे निकल रहे हैं।
ये 14:37 की घटना है। जो प्राइमरी इन्फॉर्मेशन हम लोगों को मिली है उसके हिसाब से 4 से 5 कोच ड्रेल हुए हैं जो पटरी से उतरे हैं और राहत बचाव की जो टीमें हैं वो रेलवे की वो साइड पे पहुंच गए हैं, मेडिकल वैन साइड पे पहुंच गई है, जो हमारे डॉक्टर्स हैं वो साइड पे पहुंच गए हैं। हमारी पहली प्रायोरिटी है कि जल्द से जल्द जो है वहाँ राहत का बचाव का कार्य पूरा किया जाए।
The tragedy took place on the Chandigarh-Dibrugarh Express. The train was on its way to Gorakhpur as well. And it took place in Gonda, is what we have been given to understand. There have been 4 fatalities, 4 people are dead. But the fatalities, unfortunately, might rise as many are grievously injured in this tragedy. Again, what we've been given to understand that 6 bogies were derailed and the death toll right now stands at 4. The railway says they're going to be now investigating a sabotage angle in all of this, as the locomotive pilot says that he heard a big sound and just before the derailment of the train and seeming to suggest there was a blast of some sorts, and that's why the railways is now going to be investigating a sabotage angle. Fair amount of politics as well, because understandably the opposition is asking questions. This is not the first time a train has derailed in India, especially in the last couple of months. We've seen derailment, multiple accidents. Few can forget what happened in Odisha, where hundreds died just about a month and a half ago. And now this particular incident coming to light. The Congress, of course, took aim at the Modi government. Congress Chief Kharge claims railway safety is defunct under the incumbent government and demanded the Prime Minister and the Railway Minister, Ashwini Vaishnav, to take responsibility for these multiple train mishaps that have rocked the country. Let's listen in to reactions.
आवाज तेज हुई, तेज होने के बाद फिर दो बार ये और दो बार है, फिर तीसरे बार हम लेफ्ट साइड में गिर गए हम लोग। इंजन के पीछे एक जनरल बोगी था, उसके बाद हमारा एसी 3-4 बोगी एसी था। हम लोग उसके बाद पहले एसी नहीं थे जो नीचे गिर गया।
लेकिन सब पहले कुछ धमाके की आवाज आई थी।
हाँ, थोड़ा धमाका हुआ था, हल्का धमाका हुआ था।
किस तरीके का धमाका रहा होगा?
थोड़ा जोर से झटका लगा था, बहुत जोर से झटका।
ये 2:30 बजे के करीब में हादसा हुआ है।
हाँ,
चंडीगढ़ डिब्रूगढ़ एक्सप्रेस में। गोंडा से करीब 20 किलोमीटर आगे है ये
जी।
तो बता रहे मनकापुर अभी यहाँ से 5 किलोमीटर है।
हाँ,
और 2 बोगियाँ तो एकदम से ऐसे पलट गई हैं।
हाँ,
एक बोगी ऐसे लगी है, बाकी तो आप देख ही सकते हैं पटरियों की क्या हाल है। पटरियाँ खिसक चुकी हैं यहाँ पे। कैजुअलिटी भी हो सकती है, अभी उसका मालूम नहीं है। लोग अपनी जान बचा करके कैसे कैसे निकल रहे हैं।
All right, let's quickly move on in the bulletin. NEET hearing in top court today. Let's move on in the bulletin. In a big move, the Apex Court has now directed the NTA to publish the NEET results of all candidates, city and centre-wise, asking the test agencies to ensure that students' identities are concealed by Saturday noon. The Chief Justice of India-led bench made scathing remarks at the National Testing Agency. The NTA was asked to indicate how the paper leak is systematic and was questioned by the Supreme Court bench on how grace marks were allotted to the NEET toppers. The Supreme Court reiterated that there will be no retest just because some students demanded so. Meanwhile, the NTA defended itself during the proceedings, saying only 44 out of 1,585 new students were qualified during the fresh registrations timeline.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट में बेसिकली जो आज हियरिंग कंक्लूड हुई है उसमें पेटिशनर्स की साइड से रिक्वेस्ट की गई थी कि जितना रिजल्ट्स है सारे कैंडिडेट्स का वो एटलीस्ट ऑनलाइन आ जाए, सो दैट वी कैन यूटिलाइज आवर माइंड एंड अप्लाई आवर माइंड फॉर द एनालिटिकल डिजिटल एनालिसिस, ताकि कितने स्टूडेंट्स को कितना रिजल्ट है और कितने मार्क्स मिले हैं उसके ऊपर प्रॉपरली हम भी देख पाएँ, और सेंटर वाइज किस सेंटर पे कितने कैंडिडेट्स को किस हिसाब से रेटिंग्स रही हैं एग्जाम्स की वो हम थोड़ा एनालिसिस कर पाएँ। तो इसलिए कल 5 बजे तक एनटीए को डायरेक्शन है कि सैटरडे को 5 बजे तक डायरेक्शन है एनटीए को कि सारा रिजल्ट अपलोड करेंगे वो।
जैसे अभी सीजीआई सर ने कहा कि अभी वाइड स्प्रेड का वो जो प्रूफ है वो अभी नहीं है, तो वो कह रहे हैं कि इसमें अगर कुछ और बढ़ोतरी होती है वो और भी मैटर्स इसको सुनेंगे मंडे को। तो हम होप कर रहे हैं कि सीजीआई सर हमारे फेवर में डिसीजन ले।
यहाँ पर 620 से लेकर के 720 तक भले ही जो भी बच्चा हो जिसको कि रैंक जिसकी आई हो उसको भले ही कॉलेज में एडमिशन मिल रहा हो चाहे ना मिल रहा हो, वो एक बात तो जरूर समझ गया कि ये जो सिस्टम है ना ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक फेलियर है, क्योंकि हमारा सिस्टम इतना बढ़िया बन चुका है कि दिल्ली के एयरपोर्ट और पटना बिहार के जो ब्रिज है और वहां से लेकर के नेशनल लेवल के जितने भी एग्जाम है सबके सब तो लीक हो जा रहे हैं।
मेरी सुप्रीम कोर्ट से यही गुजारिश है कि फैसला जो है जितना जल्दी आए उतना अच्छा है, क्योंकि हम लोग भी सफर कर रहे हैं कि 4 जून को रिजल्ट आया था और अभी 18 जुलाई है और अब 22 जुलाई को हो गया, तो फिर ये जितना डिले होगा उतना हम लोगों के लिए भी प्रॉब्लम हो रही है और ज्यादा।
Scathing observations coming in from the top court today, and the next date has also now been allotted. The case will be heard on Monday. There is a sense where the students who have sat for NEET, that there needs to be an urgency in terms of delivering the verdict when it comes down from the Supreme Court. Till now, there have been hearings which have ensued while the fate of lakhs hangs in balance. Let's cut across to my colleague Shrishti Ojha, who's joining us live with the latest. Shrishti, can you take us through some of the big observations that were made in court today and the next hearing on Monday?
Well, yes, Preeti, we saw extensive arguments that were made before the top court today with regard to the ongoing NEET UG controversy, where not only the petitioners, but we also saw arguments coming from the NTA and centre's side. An important order which has come from the top court is that the Supreme Court has directed the National Testing Agency to publish the publish the results of all the candidates who appear in the exam this year on its website by Saturday noon. Now, why this is important is because petitioners had raised this request before the court, saying that such data should be published and the results of all the students should be declared. So it also enables them to, in a way, see what has exactly happened. A bench led by the Chief Justice of India has directed NTA to declare these results in relation to the centers where these candidates were from. Court has clarified that the names of the candidates, the identity of the candidates needs to be masked, but the center information will not be masked. This was despite an objection which was raised on behalf of NTA, where Solicitor General Tushar Mehta told court that the center details should also be masked. However, the court did not agree to it. An important remark that we have seen coming from the Supreme Court is that the court has said that one thing is very clear, the fact that a paper leak did happen at the centers at Patna and Hazaribagh there's no doubt about that. A paper leak did happen at these centers, and the question papers were in fact disseminated before the exam took place that very day. However, the question before the court now that it needs to consider is, what was the extent of that paper leakage? Was it limited to those local centers, or was it widespread enough for the court to order a re-examination? So Monday will be a very crucial day, because as we can see from what we have seen in the hearing, the court is not taking anything on face value. When the petitioners pointed out that Center and NTA are hiding information, and the story about the breach and the paper leak is contrary to what the Bihar police has said in its FIR, the court also asked for a report of the investigation that was done by the Bihar police and the Bihar Economic Offences Unit before CBI took over the probe into the alleged paper leak. Monday is when the court will hear this matter again. As of now, there's no interim stay on the counselling, considering the court decided to hear the matter next week. But all eyes will definitely be on the top court, which has been asking some really serious questions to both Center, NTA, and also the petitioners. They've made it clear that unless and until there's a widespread leak, and the effect of that leak was widespread, retest may not be directed by the court. So Monday is when we're expecting an order from the Supreme Court on whether or not the court will eventually finally decide to order a re-examination. It has made it clear today at the outset that it will prioritize the NEET UG matters, because there are lakhs of students across the country who are waiting for a decision on this case. Back to you.
All right, we're going to be keenly watching that, and especially lakhs of students who finally will now know whether there will be a retest or not on Monday. And let's hope that the Supreme Court sticks to that date, which is the coming Monday. With that, let's shift focus to the politics coming in from the state of Uttar Pradesh. Is it split wide open, where the UP unit of Bharatiya Janata Party comes into question? Well, there have been a series of meetings in Delhi that have concluded even in Uttar Pradesh. While BJP UP Chief Bhupendra Chaudhary met Prime Minister Modi yesterday, sources say that a 15-page report was submitted to the BJP central leadership. The report talks of what led to the UP debacle. Here's more.
The BJP's poor showing in Uttar Pradesh has intensified friction with the organisation and set off a buzz over a tussle between Yogi Adityanath and Keshav Prasad Maurya. Back-to-back high-profile meetings in Lucknow and Delhi have only added fuel to the fire. After meeting BJP President JP Nadda and Prime Minister Modi in Delhi, the party's UP chief Bhupendra Chaudhary has prepared a 15-page report on the Lok Sabha performance in the state. India Today has exclusively accessed details of the report. It says that BJP's vote share decreased by at least 8% in all 6 regions of UP, with the party's worst showing in western UP and Kashi. Arbitrariness of administrators and government officials, dissatisfaction of party workers with the state government, continuous paper leaks for government job exams, Rajput community's displeasure, statements made by party leaders about changing constitution, and the opposition's claim about reservation being abolished led to BJP's poor show. The party also believes that about 30 to 40,000 names of BJP's core voters were removed from the voter list by election officials at the lower level.
कुछ अधिकारी ऐसे भी हैं कि अंदर से पिछली सरकारों से प्रेरित हैं, वो अपने हिसाब से काम करते रहते हैं, नहीं होते तो आज के दिन वैसा काम करते हैं जो वोटर नाराज हो जाए, और वोटर नाराज हो जाएगा तो देख सकते हो कि 2021 में हमारे गोरखपुर में चुनाव हुआ था जिला पंचायत का, तो निषाद 2 जीते, उनको हरा दिया। ऐसे ही अधिकारी है ना कि हम दिशा निर्देश मांग रहे हैं कि आरजीआई हमें दिशा निर्देश दे कि हम जो है उस पर काम करें, और रिमाइंडर भी नहीं दे रहे हैं यहाँ से कि भाई दिशा निर्देश मांगा गया तत्काल, 2 साल हो गया।
After a series of meetings in Delhi and Lucknow, speculations are rife about a possible shake-up in the UP BJP after the by-polls. Voices of dissent are already rising.
जो पार्टी विद डिफरेंस वाली जो हमारी परंपरा है उसको कायम करने के लिए हमारे केशव प्रसाद मौर्य जी के बयान के आधार पर ये जरूर ध्यान में रखना चाहिए कि नेतृत्व जो है उसे स्वीकार करे ना करे, लेकिन अपना इस्तीफा जरूर देना चाहिए।
Meanwhile, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has formed his own team of 30 ministers for the upcoming by-elections. Interestingly, both Deputy Chief Ministers Keshav Prasad Maurya and Brijesh Pathak are not in Yogi's Super 30 team. The rumblings within the UP BJP have given fresh ammunition to the opposition, taking a swipe at the BJP amid talks of infighting within the Yogi Adityanath government. Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav has put out a cryptic post on X saying monsoon offer, bring 100, form the government. Is it knives out in the UP government, or can the Sarkar and the Sangathan work together? With Himanshu Mishra in Delhi and Abhishek Mishra in Lucknow, Bureau Report, India Today.
The latest news break coming in right now from Karnataka. There's a BJP versus Congress showdown in Karnataka Assembly. BJP ups the ante on Siddaramaia's government, from Valmiki scam to Kannadiga job quota bill. BJP protesting against Siddaramaiah in the Karnataka Assembly. These visuals coming in from there.
Valmiki issue. 3 investigating agents are investigating. One is SIT, the another is CBI, the third one is ED. All the 3 are investigating. Why they are entrusting it to CBI? Let the SIT see that shows that they don't have any belief in our state police. SIT is already investigating.
They doesn't know the parliamentary proceedings. We allowed them to speak. Whatever, let they come out, because we know that we are very clean and government is not involved. Some officials have made some mistake. They are using it in a political way to put on us. But we have taken action. We have formed a SIT. Investigation is going on. CBI is also looking at, and ED also looking at. We are supposed to reply. We have this one to reply.
Naga Arjun Dwarkanath joins us live from Bengaluru. Naga, get us up to speed with the latest. The BJP, of course, now pushing in at the back of the government holding the quota bill as well.
Well, today the CM replied on the Valmiki issue and spoke about how the scam took place and the amount when transferred to different bank accounts. That was the time when the BJP got up and said that the CM is replying to the House with hidden facts and is not naming the minister which was mentioned in the death note, is what the BJP said. And then they held placards and shouted slogans against the chief minister as well as the government, and demanded that the CM should hand over the case to CBI as well. And this morning, in fact, 5 ministers from the government did a press conference saying that the ED has been pressurizing people in the Valmiki scam, accused and witnesses, that to name the chief minister and the deputy chief minister in this Valmiki scam so that the scam reaches the doorstep of the CM, is what the government minister said. But the BJP today took out placards as well as protested in the House against the chief minister.
All right, Naga, appreciate you joining us. We'll come back to you for more, but to give our viewers more perspective on What's really going on in the state of Karnataka? It's a mega war of words now between the ruling Siddaramaiah government in Karnataka and the opposition BJP. All of this over irregularities in the Valmiki Corporation scam. Several BJP leaders, including state BJP chief B.Y. Vijendra, were detained by cops after a large group of protesters attempted to lay siege to the Vidhan Sauda. Now, these protests after ED alleged that a substantial amount of funds were misappropriated from the Valmiki Corporation.
Showdown over corruption in Karnataka escalates. The BJP hit the streets on Thursday after an ED investigation claimed that the 90 crore rupees was diverted from the Karnataka Maharshi Valmiki Scheduled Tribe Development Corporation was allegedly used to buy a Lamborghini car, among other things.
Tens and hundreds of crores of rupees has been spent to purchase of liquor in neighboring states during Lok Sabha elections. That is more important. So new things are emerging, but Congress government, Siddaramaiah government is trying to divert the issue.
The Congress hit back, accusing the BJP of misusing central agencies to destabilize the government in the state.
Why have they stepped in now? There are so many other issues in Karnataka which have been there for the last 4 years. Where was ED then? 4 years of BJP government, where was ED then? How come they didn't come? So they've come with a mission. Intention is to somehow see that how we can target the Congress government here and how we can help BJP to destabilize this government.
Explosive revelations have been made by the ED in the Valmiki Corporation scam. ED sources say 90 crore rupees taken from the corporation was put in 18 accounts in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. The money was allegedly used in the Andhra Assembly polls. According to sources, the funds were used to procure alcohol for distribution during elections. ED sources also say that a Lamborghini was bought using this money. The ED has booked former State Minister B. Nagendra under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. The Congress that stormed to power after a campaign against alleged corruption under the BJP government in the state now finds itself on the back foot on the same issue. With Sagai Raj, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, this is a tragic story coming in of popular travel influencer Anvi Kamdar. The 27-year-old fell to her death to a 300-foot deep gorge on her trademark monsoon treks at the famed Kumbhe waterfalls in Maharashtra's Raigad. Despite an arduous rescue operation, the influencer, known as the Global Journal, succumbed to injuries.
Anvi Kamdar, an Instagram star, loses her life while shooting a reel. The 27-year-old Mumbai-based influencer fell into a 300 feet deep gorge near the Kumbhe waterfalls in Raigad. She was with her friends shooting the reel when she slipped. While a rescue team managed to get Anvi out of the gorge, she could not survive the injuries.
ही लोक कुंभे धबधबा जो आहे त्याच्या व्ह्यू पॉइंटला गेली होती चालत चालत. खरं तर नवीन ही लोक आहेत, त्यांना पूर्ण परिसराची माहिती नाही आणि अतिशय अरुंद वाटेने चालत असताना फोटो काढण्याच्या नादामध्ये मागे असलेली त्याच्यातली एक 27 वर्षीय तरुणी जी आहे ही पाय घसरून खोल दरीमध्ये पडली होती.
The social media star had more than 2.5 lakh followers on Instagram. Anvi, a chartered accountant, blogged about travel and fashion. Her Instagram bio describes her as a travel detective discovering luxury finds, cafes, itineraries, tips and vibes.
As there are no zones or gates here.
Anvi's last post was 2 days ago. She had shared the suggestions for places to visit during the long weekend. As the news of her death was confirmed, netizens filled the comment section with condolences. Bureau Report, India Today.
As tragic as it is, viewers, for the sake of a selfie or a reel, their young life of 27 lost.